My wife and I got separated. I wasn't a good husband. I wasn't a good father. I wasn't a good person. And she'd put up with so much. And basically, I wasn't good. I left. I left my wife, 4 kids. And my buddy Nate Alford called me and shared this. He said, "You're still doing insurance?" I said, "Yeah." He didn't know I was homeless.
Wow.
I answered, listen, I was homeless, but I still had a cell phone.
When you say homeless, like
I didn't have a home. I was sleeping in my car on friends' couches. I slept with the Salvation Army one night. I slept on the street because it was wintertime. I slept in my car. I was homeless.
outside when it was cold.
I didn't have a home.
Oh my gosh, dude! No wonder the discipline that we'll get to later. No wonder you have such freaking discipline.
Yeah, it was but I was still married to my wife, and I still wanted to work things out. I just had to. I realized I was the problem again. Remember, it's always going to go back to that. I was the problem. Anything in my life, my weight, the way I look. I love Jim Rohn's. If you wanted something in your life to change it. If you want the way you look to change it. If you want your money to change it. And so I was homeless, and Nate Alford called me. I was sitting on my buddy Brian Henson's porch. Him and his wife were arguing because I'd been with them about a week and a half. And she's like, "How long is he going to be here? He doesn't pay bills. He eats our food. He sleeps on the couch. He sleeps late." And Nate calls me, "Hey, what's going on?" "Oh, things are awesome, Nate." He said, "Hey, I want to send you a video about this new company I'm thinking about." He said, "You do insurance?" I said, "Absolutely." And he sent me a video. I hung up the phone. I watched it. I started crying. I called him back immediately. I said, "I want to get started." And I got started while Nate was getting his license. There was a conference that was coming up. Nate Alford said, "If you don't go to conference, I can't work with you." Now, this is where I got angry again at outside circumstances, not inner turmoil. Nate drives a really nice car, $100,000 car. Was living in a $1 million.
He didn't have the McLaren back.
He'd have the McLaren back in. We'll just say he had the Bentley.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this dude's got money. He wants me to start insurance. He's going to give me money to go to the conference. And you know what he said? He said, "You got to go to conference. You got to figure it out." And I got angry. I'm homeless. And I have my wife and kids.
I don't have any money.
I don't have any money. He said, "I won't work with you." Now mind you, I've watched this guy make millions of dollars in his lifetime. He's with different network marketing companies, different companies. He drove a Bentley.
He's one of the most impressive people I've ever met.
100%.
He's so freaking talented.
He is one of the most talented people I've ever met.
No doubt.
And all I'm thinking is, you want me to work with you in insurance? I need a few $100. And he wouldn't loan it to me. I was upset, but I knew that I'd watched him make this money, so I had to figure things out. And I'm getting to the point. I said, "Okay, I'll go to the conference." I sold some stuff to buy a ticket. It was like $100 for the ticket. I didn't have gas money to get there. I didn't have food. My wife and kids left to go to school and work. I went home and I broke into my house. And I stole money from my kids' piggy bank. And I stole money from my wife. I knew where she kept some cash. And I grabbed 2 suits that didn't fit very well. And I jumped in the car and I drove 12 hours to Atlanta, Georgia. 2 things happened when I got there. I didn't have enough food. I didn't have enough money to eat food and to stay there. So the first night there, I didn't eat. There was a group of people who they had a meeting and they were collecting pizza boxes, and I went over to help them clean up. They thought I was so nice. I took some of the scraps to my room and ate leftover pizza that people didn't eat. The next morning I got up. This changed my life. Brian Pope was one of the owners of Symmetry. He was speaking on stage, and he looked out of the room, and this is the wealthiest guy in the room, and he's talking about insurance. He's talking about things, and I'm taking notes. And he says, "You can make it here at Symmetry if you just don't quit." And I looked up, and he said it again. He said, "Listen, guys, this is not that hard. It's going to be one of the hardest things you've ever done, but it's not that hard." He said it again. "You can make it if you just don't quit." And I started writing on the piece of paper, "Just don't quit. Just don't quit." And I look around, and this is the wealthiest guy in the room talking. Nobody else is writing. And I'm writing it again, "Just don't quit. Just don't quit." And I look down, and there's tears streaming out of my eyes. "Just don't quit. I'll make it if I just don't quit. I can beat 95%. I can beat the 92% if I just don't quit.
Right.
And I'm writing that down. I'm crying. Tears are soaking my... And I said, I'm going to make it here. And I finally in my life made up my mind to not quit something. Because here's the thing, Cody. I'd quit everything I'd ever started. Everything. I quit on my family. I quit on my wife. I quit Prime America. I'd quit farmers. I quit senior life. I quit Aflac. I quit on friendships. I quit going to the gym. I quit on everything I'd ever done in my entire life. And the guy said, all you have to do to win is just don't quit. You can take my money. The being broke wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part for me was being hopeless. See, most people think that the money's fluid. You can make money.
Yeah.
I could have went and worked at McDonald's. I could have found a way. But when you don't have hope, that's a scary place to be. And I was hopeless. If you have hope, you're going to make it. That's it.
Man.
If you just have hope, you might not know how you're going to make it. You may not know when. You may not know where. You may not know why. If you have hope, you'll make it. Hope's the one thing you can't take from me. Listen, you can beat me up, throw me in a... I was homeless, sleeping in my car, and I had hope. Because I knew that I had the secret ingredient. If I didn't quit, I knew I was going to make it.
That's right.
I didn't know it was going to happen as fast. So I'm going to circle way back around.
Right.
I know it was going to happen as fast. Did I ever dream I was going to make this money? I always dreamed it, but I didn't realize what happened this fast.
And it took a long freaking time, too, though. You know?
It feels like it was yesterday that I was living in my car.
Wow.
I mean, let's talk about it. The one thing that I didn't have when I was broke was perspective.
Yeah.
Like now, I told you I'm doing some intermittent fasting. Like when I was broke and I didn't eat till lunchtime, I felt sorry for myself because I thought I was hungry. Now I call it intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
It's all about perspective.
That's right.
How do you look at things? And so then I was broke, but I still had my health. I was broke, but I still had friends. I was broke and I had a golden opportunity. It doesn't matter. Listen, don't matter what company it is.
Yeah. It really doesn't.
But I changed my perspective, and that's the thing that I think wealthy people have is they have a different perspective. I don't think they have more opportunity. I don't think they have more. I think they have a different perspective. And for me, if I was upright, I was always going to be a father to my children. I was always going to fight for the love of my wife. But the perspective was, I got to go out here and win. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Start acting as if.